Hello, hello, hello. Are you ready to make? I'm ready to make. We're gonna get really creative today. And our project is going to kind of be 2 in 1. Because first, we're gonna do a really cool drawing, and then we are gonna do monoprinting, which is so fun. Monoprints are when you make one print at a time. Mono means one, and printing is when you draw something on one surface and move it to another, like a piece of paper. Uh-oh. You can see I've been busy doing this. It's a little bit messy only because we're using markers, okay? So you might have an arm like this, and that's okay. And in the end, you're gonna have really cool tie-dyed papers. What? But not only that, your tie-dyed papers are going to have designs. Well, my older kids are gonna do cool Zentangles like these, and my younger kids are going to use shapes and lines to make flowers. Very cool. Once you learn the basics, you can do any kind of drawing and design that you want. So for your first part of the project, you are going to need some paper, okay? I took this paper and I cut it in half. It's just regular computer paper that I cut in half because I like smaller pieces of paper better. To also do your drawing, you are going to need crayons. I mostly used a black crayon. I broke mine in half. Whoops, remember, it's not a big deal if they get broken. Then, to do the printmaking part afterward, you are going to need some markers, and we're gonna turn these markers into paint today, boys and girls. What? They're markers. Well, in time, we're gonna make them painty and kind of fun. To make them painty, you are going to need tin foil. What? So go in your kitchen, see if you can find a piece. You just need a small piece, a little bit bigger than your piece of paper. See? You might need a towel to put your wet paintings on after the fact, and you need some water. Maybe you have a sprayer and you can spray the water on your paper, or I don't have a sprayer, but I have a glass of water. So you're gonna need a glass or a bowl of water. Great for hydrating and for making artwork. Pretty sure that's all we need today. Grab your materials and we'll get working. In order to make our flowers today, we are going to combine our lines and shapes. So if you look at these flowers, you will probably notice some lines and shapes already. If I look in the center of my flowers, I often find circles. Sometimes the petals look like ovals. Sometimes the petals look like circles. Sometimes the petals look like triangles. When you look at our lines, we can see lots of different types of lines in our flowers. Sometimes my lines are made, or my flowers are made out of zigzag lines that circle around and around and around the middle circle. Sometimes they look like our bumpy lines, boop, 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 almost like a cloud. But if I do the same thing multiple times, it becomes a flower. I'm gonna use either a crayon or a Sharpie marker to do these designs. We don't want to use washable markers because they will all smudge out later. Now, so I'm gonna start, and what I like to do when I make my flowers is I start with the shape that I want to be the center of the flower first. So I think I'm gonna do some circles, and I'm gonna do a couple of different sizes. And we want to fill the whole thing like it's a garden. Once I have my circles, I'm gonna start using some shapes and lines to go around. I can do the same thing multiple times as I go out. So on this one up here, I think I will do some loop lines that almost look like half circles. And they're starting in the circle and they just keep repeating. Excellent. I can leave that flower like that, or I can come back to it. If I want to make it even more special and fancy by putting a second row of the same or even something different, I'll show you that, it looks pretty cool. It just makes it a little extra special. And if they go off the page, awesome. For my next flower, I think I might try to do the zigzag lines. So it's straight lines that come to a point and come back down. It also kind of looks like a triangle at the same time. With my triangles, I think I might do a wavy line that becomes a circle that goes around. All right, my super awesome primary friends, it is time to print. And we're going to take those beautiful flower drawings that you just made and make them tie-dye crazy awesome. So in order to do that, you're going to have to move all your drawings and your papers out of the way and set up your space. You want your piece of tin foil right in front of you, and it can be crinkly and messy. It doesn't matter. We're going to use markers to do our mono printing like ink. If you have paint, you can also do this with paint. But if you don't, I'm going to use markers. You need your cup of water nearby and your imagination. You can use as many colors as you want. It's up to you. So what we're going to do is draw first on tin foil. You're going to draw on your tin foil and fill a space as big as your picture. If you only draw in a little spot, you won't have color all over the whole thing. So color to fill where your picture will go, but don't color on your picture. Move that to the side. We're just going to do some cool tie-dye and some squiggles and some circles and whatever you want to put on here with your markers. And you can use more than one color. So I put some purple, and now I'm going to put some red, maybe some more red here. Maybe I really like blue polka dots. And now you don't have to draw anything in particular. In fact, I would not try to make this look like a pretty picture because it's all gonna get messed up in a little bit anyway. So I colored all over, and we're gonna try to fill in most of the foil for the best color. Fill it in, okay? There's almost no foil left. Then, with my glass of water and my flower picture, the first thing I have to do is make this picture wet, okay? If I were to take this picture and lay it down on my marker, nothing would happen because my paper is dry and my markers have now dried on my tin foil. So nothing will happen. In order to make my mono print happen, I have to make my paper wet. So that is what our glass of water is for. You're going to take your paper and kind of roll it up like a tube. My niece Lily taught me this trick. Thank you, Lily. And once it's rolled up like a tube, I can dip it, and this is fast. Don't let it sit there forever. Dip it in my water, and since it's not quite big enough, I have to get the other side, so I flip it over, dip it in my water, and now my paper is wet. All right, I'm gonna carefully open it up. Here's my pretty picture. And now I'm going to flip it over so I see the back, and I'm gonna lay it down with the pretty side on my tin foil markers. Put it down just like that. Now we have to make the magic happen. So with our magic fingers going abracadabra, alakazam, I'm going to touch all of the edges, the corners, the bottom, the sides, the middle, giving it a massage and doing the magic. And now, are you ready? We're gonna pull our print and pull it off of the tin foil. Notice, boys and girls, the magic has happened. The ink is no longer on the tin foil, and the color is now on my flowers. Do you want to do it again? I want to do it again. So I take my foil and I color again. I don't have to clean anything. I can use any colors I want. This time I'm going up and down. Oh boy, I'm just going crazy with it. If there's a little extra water, don't worry. It'll get soaked up later. Whatever colors I want. The key though, boys and girls, is don't get too excited that you don't fill up the whole thing. You really want to fill up the whole piece of foil with your markers. All right, I'm ready. Now, do I take my picture and just put it down? No, I have to remember to wet my paper. If I put it right down, it won't work. So, get my glass of water again, roll it up like a tube, and then drop it in. One dip, flip it over to get the other side, 2 dips, very good. Move that off to the side. Open it up. Do I lay it down so that my picture is up? No, I have to flip it over. I put it down, blink, and then abracadabra, magic hands, alakazam, make my monoprints happen. Let's pull the print. Dun, 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 dun. Look at how, since I did stripes, my colors stayed where I put them. Beautiful! So, boys and girls, keep doing this to all of your drawings that you made, as many as you want. There are endless possibilities for their beauty. Have so much fun. If you want to just do plain pieces of paper that become tie-dye and then you can color on them later, that's totally cool too. So, keep coloring, keep printing, make sure to wet your paper. That's key. Have fun!